Welcome to another Sunday of Scares here with Jay and I as we delve into Saw, an intense film. So, Jay, what were your first impressions when you were watching this film?
I my first impressions of it that it was dark.
Yeah,
I couldn't see anything. It's like almost that feeling that we had in the theaters too, because it was so darn dark when it first started. You couldn't see anything, and then you hear this voices coming out of something like water, and you hear water and everything. So it's like, what the heck is going on? So my first impression was it was darn dark. How about you, Richard?
well, the film just starts right off. There is no leeway. I mean, you start right off in people being chained to the wall.
Yeah, yep,
There is no, usually you have this little thing or the segue into what's going on, but this one just started right off. You know what I mean?
exactly, exactly. It sure did.
And and it went from there. And when you got that Danny Glover in the film, you're in for a good film.
Yes, 1%.
So I enjoyed that.
I did also. It just came out, and then when the lights came on, then you kind of finding out what the heck what are they into? Some type of bathroom with a tub, and it felt like to me it felt like they were like in an escape room, but for life. It's like literally.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they're chained to the wall, and well, you're chained up. They're in like an old lavatory, and there's a dead body in the middle of the floor.
Yes,
So I don't know what to make. It's like you're watching this thing and you're like in the middle of it.
exactly, exactly. And they're just two people that don't even know each other and panicking. And one guy was asking, "What's your name?" And it's like, "I want to tell me what the heck is going on. That's my name." So it was like they were both like didn't know each other, didn't know their names. It was just crazy.
Right. You're right about that.
Who
And
to you too? Boo.
boo, yeah. Uh
Oh my goodness.
oh, the big dog's here.
Oh,
He's made it.
there you go. Hey,
The
What's
big dog missing
up?
his nap.
what's up?
Hey,
What's
big
up, big
dog,
dog?
what's up, buddy?
What's that?
What's up?
The sky.
It's good
Oh,
seeing you, bro. Good seeing you.
good seeing you. Good seeing you too. I like the S&M thing that Almighty had going.
Yes.
Yeah, the S&M. So, oh, we just started on the flick here, big dog. So, why did you pick this film?
Um, Saw has been a favorite of mine for a while. When it first came out, um, it was of course a hit, and I think it was one of those right place, right time type of movies. That's why it hit. Um, and something like that hadn't been done before. I mean, I like horror movies, but they're all basically the same premise. But this one was different in the fact that he wanted to play the game and you have to follow the instructions and so on and so forth. Where he gives you the chance to survive. Of course, it's going to cost you in pain and suffering, but there's still that chance to survive. I mean, he always gives you the chance. You just have to follow his explicit instructions. Um, and I did a little background on it, and I didn't realize. This movie was done in 18 days,
I saw that too. I saw that
and
too.
that it had a budget of between $1 million to $1.2 million, and it grossed just shy of $104 million total gross on a
Wow.
$1 million on. Yeah, so those executive producers and whoever banked this was extremely happy.
Right.
Exactly.
And
Uh,
and you did recognize people in the cast too, Big Dog. You had Danny Glover,
mhm. Yeah,
and
he had. It seemed like for the first few movies, he had some famous people in there. The second one, and kind of into the third one, which I'm almost done with, because I decided might as well start watching them again.
right.
Uh, the second and third had was it Donnie Wahlberg? Donnie Wahlberg? One of the Wahlbergs. The
Yeah. Yeah. He
Yeah,
was one of the Wahlbergs. Yes.
yeah, the one that's on Blue Bloods now.
Yeah.
So So, and it was pretty well done. I love the concept. That first movie, just taking it by itself. Where two guys just wake up and they're immediately, yeah, Donnie, thank you.
Thank
They're
you. Thank you.
immediately, distrustful of each other, but yet they had to work together to get out. But all these little clues of what happened, and so on and so forth. So I thought, like I said, that is it a great movie, the Oscar winning? No, it's not. It's a basic premise, decently written, but it was one of those movies, like I said, it just right place, right time, and we needed something fresh on the horror genre.
Yeah. There was
Exactly.
a lot of escape room type of format
Yes,
horror movies out there, and I think this movie kind of elevated that to
yes.
have other escape movies later on for horror.
Yeah, this might have been the precursor to those. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the escape rooms that are so famous now.
Yes.
Exactly. And you wake up. I mean, once you come out of the darkness, and they're in this, like we're talking about. There's even a dead body in the middle of the room.
Yes, and I remember when I first watched it, and it gets up and it's Jigsaw. I was like, holy shit! Did not see that one. That was just so it was a lot of curveballs in there.
It was. It was. It was. And
Yeah.
a lot of different directions in the storytelling of this. I like the storytelling was definitely unique.
Yes,
Yeah. You
and
did.
I'm trying to remember which one of the guys. So I believe it was um, Adam. I believe he was also the writer of the. He wrote it and then he started it.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah. The dude with the bathtub in the first scene in the
yes,
water.
yes, yeah. But I love how the background, how they all kind of intertwine. But I love the fact at the end, after Jigsaw, that it's revealed that John is Jigsaw. Where he gets up, where he says, he has inoperable brain tumor, and that he realizes all the people that don't uh, appreciate life and what they've been given. So in his eyes and in his mind, he's like, well, I'm dying, and I don't want to die because I appreciate life. And all these people have all these things that are given to them or they've earned, and they're just pissing it away. So I'm going to teach them a lesson. I'm going to make them appreciate life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. And what I like about this is that we don't we get to the backstories later. We don't start
Yes,
off with backstories boring us to death. We just start off with the action, and then we're curious. Okay, well, how did these two guys actually end up in this room together?
Exactly. Yes.
Adam and the doctor. You
yeah,
know, and
Dr. Gordon.
and
Yep.
and a dead man in the middle of the floor. So, well, as far as we knew, he was a dead man in
Yeah,
the middle of the
exactly.
floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. With the
And
tape.
and I guess
tape
for me, it's like how does a dude lay on the floor that long while these idiots are trying to figure out what they're doing. He's got to lay perfectly still for all that time while
Yeah.
these
Well,
guys figure out
You got to keep
what they're
on
supposed to
watching
do.
this all.
yeah, I was gonna say you don't find out till movie 3, which is the one I'm watching right now, how he did that. Because you find out in movie 3 that he injected himself with the injection that slowed his heart rate down and such, so that
Oh,
he could lay there that
he
whole time.
roofied himself.
He
Yes.
roofied himself. Yes.
Okay, I guess that would, but you got to make. Yeah, okay, that's cool, and it's yeah, you're right. I mean, the doctor dude, I guess we could kind of see, the Adam guy. They were all like Jay mentioned, they were at each other's throat, blaming each
Yeah.
other. Oh, you put me here. No, you put me here. You know. So you got those two at conflict, right there, big dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we get that curveball where we're thinking Jep is Jigsaw and is actually
Doctor.
or yeah, and then we find out, or we think that he is the accomplice, or the being tutored, and it turns out he was part of it also. He was part of that game. So it's just round and round. It's like, whoa, every
It
Yeah,
time
was.
every time you thought you figured it out, there was another curveball, which I love.
yeah,
Yeah.
and what I thought, because when I was first watching this, it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but I kept thinking, at first I thought they got rid of Danny Glover too soon. Then you realize, okay, he didn't
Yeah.
actually die, because you find him later with that scar on his neck. And you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Right.
okay, so he's still around and he's still obsessed with the case.
Yeah.
and
Think
and
it's the
and,
doctor.
and the thing, yeah, and the thing is, he thinks it's the doctor, so he's watching the doctor like a hawk, and he actually sees, Jet go in and he doesn't know he's kidnapping the wife and the daughter. He's thinking he's waiting there to meet Jigsaw, the doctor, and the whole time, he's actually, kidnapping them and waiting to kill them.
Yes. Yep.
Exactly.
A lot of twists. A lot of twists and turns.
Yeah.
And in that part towards the end where the doctor's thinking his wife and daughter, are either being murdered or about to be murdered, and he freaks out, and that's when he gets the saw, and he just saws his ankle off. I was just like,
Oh,
Yeah. Saws his ankle off. And as far as like you said, as far as his family is being murdered. So I mean, he goes into panic mode and he starts
yeah,
hacking away, and
that
oh
was,
man.
that was such an intense scene when you see that, and just you could just see his emotion and yelling,
yeah,
and even Adam, the other guy, was like, "Don't do it, don't do it." It's like, "Oh my God, don't do it! No, no!" It's like, but he had to do something, and that was the only way he can do it.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if I
I don't
could
know.
cut. Yeah, I don't know if I can cut off my own ankle,
Yeah,
especially with the dull saw, because remember he had already been trying to hack that chain, so it got a
right,
little bit dull while he was trying to hack it.
yeah,
right.
they were both
And then
going to town on that chain, and you're not gonna go through that thick of a chain with that thing anyway, but still. Yeah. Wow.
Hmm.
It was intense. And and I guess what Jay just saw number 10, right?
Yes,
yes, 10 just came out. I haven't seen 10 yet. I actually haven't seen probably the last 4, but now that I watched it, because like you, I hadn't watched it in a long time.
hmm,
And Amazon Prime has it on the first 6
yes,
without buying it, so it's streaming. I don't know why they don't have the other 3, but that's fine. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch what
Yeah.
I can. But if either you want to get the bundle, Vudu has a sale right now. The digital company, you can get all 10 movies for $49.99,
wow,
which is actually a really good deal, because since 10 just came out, they're doing that one for $20. And 9, the one with Chris Rock, I think they're doing it for 9, and then all the others are $6 each if you buy them individually.
individual. Okay,
Yeah, so but 10, all 10 for 50, that, $5. $5, that's a deal.
that's a
Oh,
big
that's
deal.
right.
No,
Okay.
no,
So the other
yeah,
person I recognized was that Benito Martinez. Wasn't he on a TV series that one? He shows up a lot. He was like at the beginning there with Glover there in the when they were interviewing the doctor guy or whatever. I'm not going to say. I guess
You're not you're not thinking the Asian guy, right?
no. He's the Latino. The Asian
Oh.
guy is somebody different. I'm talking to. He was in a TV series, I believe, too, and I
really?
recognized him. I didn't recognize the Asian guy, but I recognized. Oh my gosh! Let me see if
Yeah, let me see. Benito Martinez. Let me see if I recognize him.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. So I know I saw him in the third one.
Yeah, it was just
I don't
Danny
think he was-
Glover and the cop.
Yeah, I don't think he was.
Oh, he was in The Shield. That's right. But I've seen him in a lot of other things too. I mean,
Oh, he was in the first one. Okay.
yeah, because he was there at the beginning, I think, when they were.
Yeah, he just had a really small part. Now, yeah, I'm remember him now. Yeah.
But that's somebody else that you would recognize. You might go, oh yeah, I know that guy, and I know this guy. So, and I recognize him from other things too, because know, it's one of those things you watch a show and it's like they might have a small bit, but you recognize them, so you keep watching because oh yeah, I remember that guy. So yeah.
Yeah, and of course,
Latino, a Latino actor, right?
Yeah, and of course, Zepp. Of course, we've seen him all the time. He's a character actor, and he had that the show on CBS for the longest time about lying to him or something like that.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
which one was it?
Michael Emerson, the guy who played Zepp. What do you call it?
The one that was in the doctor.
The one who we thought was Jigsaw's protege.
Oh, wasn't he? Gosh, yeah, I know what you're talking. I recognize he's in a lot. Yeah, he's the character actor that you see in a lot of stuff. Yeah, Emerson.
Because I know he was in that TV show Evil that was one season on CBS and then it went to Paramount for 2 seasons.
Right.
And technically he was the devil. In the show, although they never called him the devil, but he had some kind of evil supernatural powers, and it was based kind of that way. So so when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay, because I saw him in the background, and then realized later on in the movie that, of course, he had a bigger part than I thought he would.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, and so. When you look at all the people that were in the cast over time, you recognize almost everybody. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, I know that. Blah. Like you said, Michael Emerson, but yeah, he was an evil, and he was in it. I mean, the thing is, you can't name everything, but you've seen him everywhere. That's the thing.
Exactly. Yeah. He's one of those guys like, hey, I've seen him. Oh, I don't remember where I saw him, but I know he's there.
Yeah. And I guess it's. And I guess like Danny Glover, because because really the only thing you really know him from was Lethal Weapon with the other guy,
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, yeah. And then after that, he kind of falls off. You don't really see him much, unless you do. But yet, that was like one of his bigger roles with Lethal Weapon, playing Mel Gibson's partner. So yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't realize. I've forgotten that Emerson. He was in Lost.
Oh yeah, because he was on with that camp, right? When the season that really kind of sucked ass, but yeah, he was with that camp. Yeah.
Lost started out so good, and boy, did it just turn into a crapshoot.
It imploded once they found those other people on the island, and
I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, and then
because I love that show for like the first 3-4 seasons, then it just went to a shit show.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it didn't have the staying power, and I don't know why they chose to go that route, but still, you're right. I mean, that was a great. Everybody was watching that damn thing
it was very popular.
Everybody was talking about that damn thing, around the water cooler or online or whatever, because
everybody was like, are they alive? Are they dead? Are they in hell? Are they in purgatory? Are they this?
Yeah. And who's going to die next?
Yeah.
Supposedly, but then they had to get rid of that little kid because he kept getting older and nobody else was. So they say shift him off. That was like, okay, that's one way of dealing with it. We'll put him. we'll let him just get shipped away, and while he escapes, we'll stay here on the island. So it was kind of funny. But we digress a little bit, but nothing wrong with that. But yeah,
No.
you're right. He was part of that season where they found that community, and he kind of ran the thing there for a while. Yeah, but
But how did
the kid.
Big Dog?
Go ahead.
How did you feel, Big Dog? With at least seeing one person out of the first Saw actually escaped. With a man.
When she escapes,
oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
I was well, she was given the easiest way already, because what the way it's presented to her, of course, is your prison mate, your cellmate is dead and the key's in his stomach. You
Right.
gotta find it.
Right.
But of course,
Put a
when
little
she gets to
question mark
him,
on his stomach.
when she gets to him, she sees that he's alive. But
Right.
she's already got the knife. She was already going to do it anyway, so she just
She went to town.
yeah. I think it was crazy the way she's like feeling through the guts trying to find the key. But and of course we all know what happens with her. She turns out to be his protege. In 2, and then in 3 she dies. But
Yes.
I like the fact there was one survivor. I did
Yeah.
like that. What did you guys think was the craziest kill? So I wrote them all down. I took all kinds of notes. See?
That's good. That's good.
I hadn't seen the show, so I didn't know how the premise works. I was like, man, I got to be on my game. So I took notes. I would pause the movie, take everything down, and start it up again.
Oh, awesome. For me personally, the one, I mean, even though they really didn't show all of it, but the one with razor blade,
Yes,
guy-
that was crazy.
I had to go into this little cage with all those like wires and all that, and he had to kind of try to get it within 3 minutes. So that was mine, and I guess the second one would have been the one where Jigsaw looked like he was dead, and then the guy walked towards the hallway and hit the wire, and you saw the gun up top.
The partner, yeah, the Asian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, that was
got me the
crazy.
most. Yeah, that got me the
That
most.
Yeah, that was crazy. Where he trips the wire and then he just looks up and he sees like 5 shotguns. Just, I'm like, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can tell that he was not in Vietnam.
Yeah.
But that was one of them. I mean, because the thing is, I guess he knew he screwed up and looked up and said, "Oh fuck," and got shot.
Yeah. He thought he shot him. We thought he shot him, and then he just got up and kept on walking.
Yeah.
Like Jigsaw has like 9 lives.
Oh, that's the thing about this movie too, is like you didn't know who was, if they got the main guy or not, because they kept shooting at him, and he kept getting away. And when you thought they had him, they didn't have him, and it was, I agree. This is like it was a refreshing start from all those Scream movies that we had to keep watching over and over again. They got
right.
I mean, now we have all the Saw movies, but still at that time it was Scream number how many, or whatever.
Yeah, or Halloween number 7 already, and I'm not Jason, Freddy like number 9. And they started getting stupid after a while. The Freddy movies especially, they started getting really silly.
Yeah, but so this was a different, than all the slasher films that we kept watching.
Yeah.
And we kept, the same premise. They're all in they find a new high school cast to go chase around. And so, the only one that stayed around was the one from Scream. What's her name from Friends?
Courtney Cox.
Yeah, she's still doing it, even though she's almost 100. And so, not quite that old, but at least she's still she's still around. And so is the main girl from the first one. She still comes around too. So.
Oh yeah, the one from I know who you're talking
Scream. Yeah, but I can't remember her name either. But then they keep changing the high school cast all the time. A new graduation class comes up, and then they always start out, "What was your favorite movie?" So,
right,
and then but it was refreshing back in 2004, and it was, and it's hard to. And I don't think there's anything refreshing yet that's come since. I
I
don't know if
agree.
you agree with that or not, because it
No,
seems
I
like
agree. I like the different ways too of they came up with different ways to kill someone. You know, even like the girl who survived, that contraption was a reverse bear trap. You know, who the hell thinks of this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
yeah. But the thing is, what was good about that was that it seemed like she had a good head on her shoulders, because she was able to fudgele back there
Yeah,
and still get the damn thing off without panicking. Like some, you always watch the girl that trips over nothing in the woods and then she gets killed. But at least
Yeah.
this one was able to keep her. I mean, from killing the dude that was still alive, saying, "Yeah, fuck you," and then getting the mask off in time, even though it scarred her a little bit, and then she's at the
yeah,
police station. But
Yeah.
still, it's like the horror today. I don't know if they're afraid to offend people by scaring them too much or not. I don't know. I just really, it's very
don't
hard to
get
see anything. I
don't
mean,
get me started.
well, I did
What's
enjoy
the
that
horror?
one Netflix did last year or whatever, the Hill House one,
Oh yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. That was that
miniseries
was
they
that
did.
was different.
I did like that one. I like that one from Netflix,
Well,
and I
whenever
haven't.
I go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like when I see previews on TV of horror movies that are coming out, I always wait to see what it's rated, because if anything rated PG-13, it's not a horror movie. I'm sorry. A
Yeah.
horror movie has to be rated R.
And you know what?
Period.
You know
Yeah.
what, Dan, that big dog? That's what you've got me thinking too. So if I see PG-13, I say, "Oh, fuck this. That's not a horror movie," and I move on.
Exactly.
Even though there might be a few jump scares in there, you're still like, PG-13. Big dog says no.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you're
Just
right.
just
But you're
just like
right,
in the
because you're
Saw.
not going to get enough blood
Yeah.
and guts with the PG-13. You're not going to get enough
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not to sidetrack, but Matt would have loved this little sidetrack. In WWE, how they have no more chair shots to the head, only to the back. I can kind of agree with that because of concussions, the whole thing. I'm not gonna get okay. But if
Yeah.
you have like the whole pay-per-view, which is a Hell in the Cell or a Hell in the Cell match, and it's chain link fence, and you're rubbing the guy against you, you're throwing him against it, and not one drop of blood. I'm
Blood.
sorry.
Yeah.
You have to have if you have a Hell in the Cell, you have to have blood. I'm sorry. You know,
Yep. I
I
agree.
know I know it's all scripted, and and the outcome is predetermined, the whole 9 yards. But at least put a little bit of believability in it, because I know if I'm in a fight and I throw a guy against a chain link fence and I rub his face against it, he's gonna bleed.
Yeah. And
You
and
know,
that's why you miss Mick Foley.
yeah. And that's also why I go back to horror movies have to be rated R. There has to be that gore in it. You know,
Yep.
like in the
Right.
Saw movie, towards the end when Jeff gets killed, when Adam starts beating him with the top of the toilet seat, the cover, and he just smashes that shit, and just that to me that was one of the goriest kills. I know all the stuff was crazy, but to me, because you actually seen him, you know, beat the holy crap out of him.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know, and for a movie, and that just proves that you don't got to spend a big budget to make a decent
Exactly.
movie
Yeah.
either. I mean, they had some decent stars in there. It was shot in 18 days, and look how much money it made.
Right.
Whereas you get these studios now, also you got to be wary if you think, well, if Universal's involved, well, I don't know, it's not going to be that great, because they're going to dumb it down a little bit because it's Universal. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, they
Yeah.
have the monster movies, but it just depends. I think you get the best out of when you get hungry movie makers and you give them a little
Yep.
bit of money and you let them go at
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Because the director of this one, I think it was his first movie that he was directing, if I'm not mistaken. Something Han. I can't remember his first name. Something Han. I believe it was his directorial debut. So you get a hungry guy
Yeah,
and someone.
James Wan. Yeah,
James Wan. There we go. I believe that was his first. So you get a hungry director and a hungry writer, like the guy, who wrote it and played in it. Of course, so they didn't pay him that much, if at all, because he's probably just happy to be made, you know.
Yeah, and plus
But
this was distributed by Lionsgate. So Lionsgate,
yes,
they don't they let things go, but you know, I'm just saying, it's been a long time. I really, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I haven't seen them all, but I've probably seen the first three, and
yeah,
they always get me because and I mean, I was talking to someone, and they said, "Well, I don't get into this torture porn," and let's stop adding porn to everything because you don't like it. Not everything is past that porn. It's like, well, it's porn. It's something porn. No, porn is porn. I mean,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
plus it might be torture porn, but it's just gruesome porn. I'm not torture porn. It might be torture stuff, but it's still they have to
yeah,
get out of this stuff. It's still like escape room thing, like you're talking about. And when
Right.
you have to
yeah,
cause yourself bodily harm to get out, you know,
yeah.
Right.
And the thing too about the Saw movies, at least the first few. I mean, I'm like I said, I watched the first one yesterday, and then I started. I think I saw the second one this morning. I'm
Uh-huh.
almost done with the third one, and the third one was the first one that had any nudity whatsoever.
which one?
The
Third.
third one, that's when the girl's hanging in the freezer, and she's
Okay.
totally nude with her hands up.
Let me make note of that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But but that's the thing too with a lot of the new horror movies. They want to just throw nudity in there just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
I
You
Yeah,
mean,
got to have
well,
a
they
point.
started doing that too when they started making more and more of those other slasher films. Like I saw some
yeah,
boobs in there, so people will go watch it. And
exactly. And of course, I don't mind seeing a good set of boobs either. Just like any other guy. But if it's just for the sake of just showing it, it doesn't do anything. You know,
No.
if it has something to do with the movie, okay, I understand. But just to show it.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, well, if boobs are your top selling point, then it's not probably worth watching.
Exactly. You are
For a horror
absolutely
movie.
right.
Yeah. For horror.
Because we like, I mean, you watch Saw and you're not thinking about, well, when's the next boob shot? You're like, oh my
Exactly. Yeah.
gosh, what's next? I mean, what do they got to do next to get out of this predicament?
Oh, the one
Yeah.
that gets me even now to this day, but it's in the second movie. Was when they throw the girl in the pit of needles and syringes. Remember to
Amanda.
get the key. Amanda,
Yeah.
yeah, when they throw Amanda in that pit, that one gets me still to all just seeing her rolling around in a bunch of syringes.
Yeah. That was a gory scene, like a big swimming pool, but the swimming pool was filled with all these needles.
Yep. I was just like, oh man.
And she didn't want to do it. It was just the dude just picked her up and threw her in there.
Yeah. And he threw her in because she was a drug addict, so he's like, she's been picked by needles before. Throw her in there. Sure,
Exactly.
it's okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I get, yeah. And uh, so like I said, I've only seen like the first three, and it's been a long time since I've seen them. And since you said the first six are on Prime, I might do a binge after
Yeah,
football day
I
is
did
over.
that. Yeah. I
Oh, I
did that
know.
before I saw 10. I went to
Even
see
Okay.
though
all of them
even though
before
my
10.
football day has been sucky assy ever since the early games, so fuck people who did very
I don't
well,
know
like
what you're
Big
talking
Dog.
about. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
Mr. Big Dog. I don't know what Detroit must have stayed in Detroit, so I don't know what the hell happened there. I kept watching the score and I kept thinking, what is that? Wait, are they playing the Tigers? I don't know what the hell was going on there. But anyway, enough of that. I just it was a very very bad day for some of us. But congratulations, Big Dog. If you're 6-1 at the end of the afternoon or morning games for
Yes,
you,
those
I guess.
those damn Patriots could have been
I
7-0.
Yeah. See, I don't
Damn
pick
it.
them. See, that's what I get for not picking them. I
So
And
should
no
have
one
close.
picked
picked
them
them.
for you.
So we all lost on that one. All 12 of us picked the Bills.
Yeah,
So of
and
course, everything held true. History
where
has
did this
held true.
Patriots team come from? It's like, wait a minute, that's not the Patriots we've been watching. I don't know where they came from.
And the win got Belichick his 300th win of his career, which puts him up there with Shula and the guy
Hallis?
from the Packers. Yeah,
That's the
Hallis.
Bears. Hallis was
Hallis, yes,
yeah.
Hallis. I'm sorry, yes.
Hallis, yeah, because Hallis was a coach for for
Yeah.
forever too with the Bears.
So
But,
so up until today, it was only Hallis and Shula with 300 or more, and now Belichick joins it. I was like, damn it.
yeah. Well, I don't know where. Like I said, so
Um, Jay, you said you saw all 10, right?
Yes,
How was 9, the one with Chris Rock? Because it wasn't really Saw, wasn't it like Saw adjacent or in the Saw world?
correct. Of all the Saws, I believe that's the only one we don't see Jigsaw at all.
Oh, okay.
All the other ones you see Jigsaw some way, somehow. If it's a
Uh-huh.
flashback or
Okay.
if it's something in the past or something else. But the Chris Rock one was not with any Jigsaw, but it was kind of like a copycat type of
Oh,
format,
okay. So
similar like a copycat. But
was it a decent?
nothing
Was it
happened.
decent?
It was decent.
Okay.
It was decent. I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, you would say okay to it, but it was decent.
Okay.
But the one Jigsaw, the one they call Jigsaw, was pretty. It's a good one. Actually, if the order is, if you want to do order, that one actually Jigsaw is like the first one, even before
Oh,
Saw.
okay. Oh, so okay. If you were doing it, yeah, okay, in chronological order. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
like
think it
all the Marvel movies when you can either watch them as they came out or you can watch them in chronological order, and that's where go
exactly.
all the numbers around.
yeah,
Yes, yes, yeah. I think you'll enjoy 10 when you'll be able to see
Okay,
it.
sounds good.
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
definitely.
And
But I enjoy the music too on the songs also. That's what gets me the
Yeah.
most sometimes is the music that they play on them. And at least always at the ending when we're getting ready to kind of get the spoiler or kind of the spoiler alert kind of feeling and you hear that music dun dun.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, you know something's coming up when you hear that music on in each one of the Saw movies. It's like a trademark.
But I like at the very end of the first one when Jigsaw, is explaining everything to him to Adam, because Adam's still trapped there,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
and he just stands at the door and he just as he's slamming the chair, he's like game over, and
Like
just closes the door.
yeah,
Yeah,
he got that scream like, no, why are you leaving me
yeah.
in this place?
yeah,
He
I think the
he didn't
smart
play
one was
fairly.
when they did that little what you call it, little tricky thing where they faked like Adam was dead to
Oh
try to
yeah,
see if they
yeah,
could save him.
yeah. Because the doctor shot him like in the shoulder, but it looked like I could have sworn because I went back and I was like, he shot him in the chest. But now that they show him, 5 minutes later, it's like he got shot in the shoulder. So I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah. And then they had that electrical buzz on. I think that was pretty smart
Yeah.
to have that little charger on their
Yep.
legs. And I think, of course, Jigsaw, while he was down there on the ground, pushed the button when he needed
Yep.
to, pushed it,
yeah.
and he woke up. It's like, oh, we had a plan. We had a plan. It's like, you think I would just stand up for no reason? He was like shot. It's like, I got shot.
Yeah, when I saw that, watching it, even watching it yesterday,
Yes.
still the surprise, when you just see the body, the supposedly dead body that we thought was dead, and he starts
Right.
getting up, and then when he starts taking the thing off, and you see that
Oh,
it's
God,
John,
yeah.
you're like, oh shit, he's Jigsaw. It wasn't Jet. Jet wasn't him. He was,
Right.
shit. This is Jigsaw. And I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Yeah, but Adam's facial expression was just classic of
Yes.
him getting when he saw him getting up and he was saying, "No, I can't believe this man is actually getting up in my face." It's like, oh my God, I'm trapped.
And I think that's why everybody took to the movie, because it was word of mouth, of course, that made everybody go back over and over again.
Right.
But like I said, all these curves, like Almighty said, we've been through so many, Scream movies and Jason and Halloween, and it's the same stuff over and over and over. And then this comes out, and not only is it a decent movie, but all these curves throughout the whole movie. You know, not
Right,
just at the end or not just the beginning, but you just keep getting one curve after another, and it you know, you're like, shit, okay, I gotta go back. What did I miss? You know?
right, right.
And plus, it introduces a different kind of character,
Yes.
Jigsaw. I mean, we get now
Yeah,
after seeing so much of the others, Freddy and
right.
Yeah.
Michael and Jason. Now we
Right.
get a Jigsaw, and now we don't know what. Now we got another mystery. Who's this? What's this Jigsaw thing all about? And what's he? What's his deal? And you know,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
a different character to follow. And now he's one of those major Halloween costumes that you buy nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing
Yeah.
that little puppet on the bicycle though.
Oh my
That's the
gosh!
thing I was
I'm
going to
thinking
talk about. Yeah.
on the bicycle. I'm thinking
Yeah.
because you
And
kept wondering, it's like you hear this squeaking noise, and then all of a
yeah.
sudden you're like, oh my, okay, how's that happening? It was funny in a
Mhm.
way.
And his voice, he had the perfect voice of a villain when he talks
Yeah.
when they put the tapes in the cassette and he talks and tells everyone what he's going to be doing
Yep.
or why you're here. He has that really monotone voice. It's like,
Exactly. The monotone does
no,
it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I mean,
no.
yeah, it was
Hi,
great.
Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hello, Linda. So yeah, and yeah, that was a perfect voice for that character too. You know,
Yeah,
that was very good casting.
yes. But
Yeah,
the thing is, with this character is weird is that he's you consider him a murderer, but kind of you think he's really not a murderer because these people are doing this on their own.
yeah,
He's
because
not
he's never killed anybody. Yeah,
he didn't kill anybody. He's just giving them what to do, like we talked about earlier. But that's the interesting thing about his character and him as a villain. He's giving these people the way to survive or live, but he's not killing them.
yeah, but then they probably put him in the like a Manson category where Manson never really killed anybody, but you
Yeah,
know,
Right.
he didn't really kill anybody, but it was a. You're right, but he did still kidnap people and put them in a torture room, did chain them up and all kinds of
Yeah,
good stuff.
yeah, he
But
did a lot of stuff. He did with his pig mask too.
oh yeah, that
so
was. But remember, the girl was in the pig mask the whole time.
True, very true.
She's the one that did all the because remember he with his brain tumor he really couldn't do anything, so she actually was his protege even in the first movie, but we just
Right,
didn't know
even
it
the
yet.
first one. Yep, and even in the camera scene where he took that camera, Adam,
Yeah,
Adam, I don't know why I guess he kept it like low key because Adam knew the guy
yeah,
already. He kept it really low key. He knew him. He knew he was getting paid a lot of money to spy on him, and found out it was the police guy that did it. Which I thought it might have. I thought it was the Jigsaw, but it wasn't. It was
so did I.
actually
Yeah,
the police guy got paid the camera guy Adam to actually take pictures of him because he was cheating on it or supposedly cheating, but he kind of decided, nah, I better leave because like he was
yeah.
getting ready to, but he just decided
yeah,
to
he
leave.
was in
Got
the
a
room
phone call.
about to maybe, but he changed his mind, and the woman was kind of disappointed about that. Where are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
she
mind.
was.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you
So
go back and see it again, you can kind of see her look when the doctor was talking about actually Jigsaw when he was on the in the
Oh yeah.
doctor's seat, and you can see a little glimpse of her in the back, and you can kind of look and see her looks. It's like I like this doctor a lot, even though we didn't know that before. But if you go
Yeah.
back, you can see her look that she had some type of attraction to the doctor.
See, I think that's why a lot of people went back to re-see these movies because all these little bits that you found out later on, they're like, oh shit, I missed it. So I'm gonna come back next week and specifically look for that. But then you notice all the other little things. So, um, like we've all said, it was just right place, right time for this type of a movie,
Mhm.
and it spawned a whole 10 movie set now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like you said, not to like you said, you go back and watch it because of stuff you missed.
Yeah,
Because usually once you go through Halloween, well, you've seen it. There's nothing you really
yeah.
missed. And the same thing with the other one, like Friday the 13th or whatever, unless you want to go back and watch the boobies again. But other than that, you don't miss. You really don't miss much. But I'm just saying, this movie had rewatchability. That was the thing that you were bringing up, Big Dog.
Oh, wrong one. Actually, I was going to highlight that. He actually finds her, if I'm not mistaken, right? We find out later on in the other movies because she was a drug addict.
How did she find him in the first place? Oh. Huh.
So, because I'm trying to, because I know in the third movie he talks about how he found her afterwards.
I think.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right. He finds her because of Donnie Wahlberg. Because remember, Donnie Wahlberg set her up. You find out in the third movie he framed her.
Yes.
So to be part of that, he indoctrinated her in the first movie, and then that led up to the third movie or the second movie.
Right.
So.
Hello, Sybil.
Hi, Sybil. Sorry.
I didn't recognize that personality.
Sorry.
If you're gonna plot your bloody revenge, it has to be in the form of Saw, though. So you have to give us a chance to redeem ourselves. She means a hooker in the motel room.
Oh, or she was not. No, she was not the. I mean, she was actually a nurse assistant.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I thought she was talking about the other girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was a nurse or yeah.
Actually, yeah, she was a nurse, wasn't one of his assistants?
Yeah, she was not a hooker. No. When the doctor went into that room in the motel, it was one of the people. If that's why, if you go back and see that scene with her, and then it was like three doctor assistants were looking at the doctor to, I guess, like training, like a little.
Yeah, they were doing rounds. They were doing rounds. Yeah,
doing the rounds, and actually checking. And the doctor was talking about Jigsaw, actually, the patient, and then you can see the guy that you Zip came in and mentioned who that person was. It's like he told him his real name, but that's what he said to him.
They were about to, but that's when he decided that was their first meeting in the hotel. And of course, as we saw, he decided not to. He thought it was wrong, and then he gets the phone call. And then, and the phone call that was it. That jinxed it.
Yeah.
So
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Like in Scream. Yep. Do you like scary movies?
Yeah.
They love phone scenes. They love those phone scenes when you hear people on the other line. That turn on the phone, so you hear them say, "Turn your back. See where's behind you." They love the phone scenes to scare people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the lady and for that was in the motel scene. Hope that clears up, Linda.
Yeah, because I didn't get no hooker vibe from her. Plus we've seen her before, and then like you said, he just changed his mind. It was like he wanted to, but then he changed his mind. I don't know why, but he did.
Right. Yeah.
He had a conscience. Yeah, there were photos, but none of them ever in bed together. If you notice the photos, they were always like having coffee or having dinner, but they never, as far as I think, I don't know about you guys, I don't think they ever consummated the relationship.
No, I don't think
That's
so.
what I got too. I got that was their probably the first time because she looked very disappointed, and it wasn't like he
Yes.
said, "I don't want to do this anymore." It was like, it wasn't like he was calling it off all of a sudden. It was
Like,
like
hey, what you doing?
he was like, "No, I don't want to go through with it," and then it becomes photos of like, well, you can read into it what you want to read into. It doesn't mean they were doing anything.
Right. And I think Adam was just taking a lot of pictures of where he was going, where he was at. If he was in the hotel, where he was in the parking lot, he took a lot of pictures.
Yeah,
That was his job. And I think his job was to do that was because the cop wanted to frame the doctor because doctor, I think the policeman thought that the doctor was Jigsaw. So that's why he hired Adam to take all these photos so he could get them and get them in the act.
Yeah. Oh, and he was big time. Danny Glover was big time convinced that he was Jigsaw.
yeah.
Big
He was chasing him for how long though? I mean, for a long time, and yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Because when it first happened, and then he became obsessed when his partner got killed.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I guess I was reading the side notes. I forgot where. Maybe it was on Wikipedia or something like that. So he gets kicked off the force because of his obsession with Jigsaw, and he couldn't count on anything else. So that's why when you see him, that's why he's in that apartment or whatever across the way watching the doctor's office or the doctor's
Right.
home.
And if he was always chasing the doctor, then it becomes harassment after a while. If the doctor knows that Glover's still checking out as the main guy, so, and if he's not getting any work done, otherwise, so yeah, so he's off the force, and I don't think he was seeing her on the sly up before that. I mean, I didn't get that vibe. At least I didn't get that vibe that they were seeing each other before that hotel room.
It was the first time.
Yeah, that's what I got from it.
Yeah,
but you're right, Big Doug. I mean, you get obsessed sometimes, and that's all you. And plus, I guess I could see his partner getting killed and him getting obsessed, but he was really too far on that. He probably should have got some help himself.
And the weird part was too, with him watching the doctor's house, and he sees Jep there.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do anything about it because, of course, he's thinking, oh, he's here to meet Jigsaw, not the fact, hey, why is this guy in this person's house? He doesn't start running over there till he sees those gunshots go off.
Right.
Then he's like, oh shit, something's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Linda wants us to admit that he was messing around.
Okay, he was messing around. He was messing around, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I will say, Linda, that he was probably seeing her, like we saw those pictures of him having coffee and dinner and stuff. We really couldn't see if he was having dinner with her or having drinks with her, but I don't think they were sleeping together yet. I think it was leading up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting as obsessed as Linda as Glover was getting with the doctor guy. So But
the doctor was wrong.
But it's a good discussion, Linda. Yeah. I mean, if that's what you saw, that's awesome. But I didn't get that vibe from the motel room, and I like Big Dog thinks. Like Big Dog says, he was just taking pictures of them meeting before they were met at the motel room. Kind of like meeting for coffee and but still, and plus, even to meet for coffee, you have to tell some kind of story to your wife and daughter.
But just the whole premise of the movie was so simple, but yet it covered all the bases.
It did.
Simple movie. Like we said, only $1 to $1.2 million budget. I mean, which is nothing. Even then, was nothing.
Yeah, even then, yeah.
Yeah, and it pretty much was shot in probably 2, maybe 3 different places, and that was about it. You probably got a warehouse and they, made the props in different sections of it, and that's probably where they shot everything.
Yeah,
Wow.
either a warehouse or the Lionsgate gave them one studio and said, "Here's your little
Yeah.
corner. Do what you
Yep.
can," because most of it was shot in that lavatory, where
Yes.
Adam and the doctor were. So and
Yeah, the
then
lavatory or that despicable bathroom.
yeah,
Oh, God,
or the
yeah.
police station or whatever. But still,
Yeah.
it didn't take much. And when you can make a movie for that kind of money, and how much did that money gross? You say, Big Dog, millions of dollars?
Just short of 104 million
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So
on
that's quite a
$1
return.
million investment.
Yeah, that's quite a return. You're a happy camper if you can make
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of return. And plus, if that was your first director's movie and
Yep.
you made that kind of money, you can probably write your own tickets. I mean, if you can make that kind of money, you can do whatever movie you want.
Exactly.
If this what you could do with $1 million, how about if I give you 20 or
Yeah,
30?
that's what that the mindset of Hollywood. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it's crazy now what some of these blockbusters are costing, like Mission Impossible or the Avengers movies that were budgets of $300 million.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you're right.
when
They
you
got that new
yeah.
one coming out in November. I didn't know they were making that Miss Marvels or whatever.
Oh yeah, I was surprised with that one too.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the trailer and I thought I didn't think anything else was coming out, but then, they had this Miss Menstruations or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I didn't know this thing was coming out, but I didn't.
Yep.
It caught me off guard. I thought, but I just didn't see it. I mean, it's not something I'm going to rush out and go see, but I just didn't know any other Marvel was coming out this year.
Right.
I'm wondering how that Aquaman 2 movie is going to work out because I think it's supposed to be end of November or Christmas, right around
Yes.
that time. And supposedly Amber Heard is still in it because I heard she was written out, and now I'm reading her part was dramatically decreased, but that she's still in the movie.
Wow.
Oh, is she?
So I don't know if she's going to have backlash with that.
I guess we'll find out.
Yep.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I
But
guess
Might be a
Yeah. But one thing
I
was
was gonna say
interesting also
Uh-huh.
was that scene where Zip was with the daughter and the mom.
Oh, the mom.
And where he had the gun and how he actually recorded them doing the heartbeat and how the heartbeat kind of raised when she first did regularly and then put it on her after he waved the gun and everything. And the girl was a good actress. I mean,
she was.
You could feel her fear on everything was happening to her. I mean, I wonder how old she is now, but I mean, she played that role perfectly when that scene came up.
Well, she might be old enough for you to date now, Jay.
I figured she was probably about 6 or 7, maybe. That sound about right?
I think so.
So, and it was 2004. So, actually, the movie was made in 2002, but didn't come out to 2004. So, 21 years later. So she's in her late 20s now. Yeah, Jay, you could date her.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
What else was I gonna? There was. Let me see what I had my notes.
What was his daughter's name?
I just have her down as daughter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm trying to. I guess I was trying to see if I could find the actress real fast, but.
And it was interesting. It was 2004. It came out just before Halloween. It came out 10/29 of 2004.
Thanks, Linda.
Oh, okay. Her name is
a Halloween movie.
Mackenzie Vega. That's her name, and she's 29 now, Jay. So 29. You're safe. You're safe.
Yeah, I was right. I said late 20s. I was in there.
You're right.
I was in the zone.
30s, late 20s.
So at the time, if you said it was 2002, then she was 8 when she made that movie. Then Big Dog.
Okay.
because she was born in '94.
Damn, I'm good with those ages. That's about the age I said. I said about 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Damn.
So,
Exactly.
and she's still looking pretty good for you there, Jay, too. So, yes,
Oh.
yeah.
Watch out.
So, if you're out there doing that, so keep your eyes peeled there out in La La Land there, Jay, driving around. You might see her on the street somewhere.
Right.
So, yeah.
Trying to see. Is she still acting or? Oh,
I
there
don't
she is.
know.
Diana,
I don't
Diana
know
Gordon.
if she is or not. I just know that I just saw the cast and
I'll
I
tell you
don't
right
know.
now. She hasn't done any. Well,
Oh, I'm
she
sorry.
did.
I'm sorry, Jay. She's married.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
She last had a television role in 2020, and she had a last film role in 2016.
Well, she got married in
So,
17, so that might maybe
oh,
wow.
she
okay.
stopped. Maybe she
So
stopped
she
when she got
retired.
married. Not that that's a reason to stop acting, but maybe. I don't know.
Right.
But you never know, because sometimes you do that, you get a child role, and then next thing you know, you're not acting anymore as you get older. But
Yeah, well, I mean, we've all known most children that are child actors, they don't transition very well to adulthood.
No, they don't. They don't.
especially if they start out cute and don't age well once they get past.
Or even worse, if they're child stars that starred on Disney or Nickelodeon. It's almost a
Yeah, and then they get pregnant. Yeah,
yeah, that's a crapshoot on that one.
yeah, but still, she did a good job in that role. I mean,
She did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She had a small part, but boy, when they had the camera on her, like Jay said, she's extremely believable. Being scared out of her mind. She played that very, very well.
Very
yeah.
well. Yep. Exactly. But guys, I got to head out. But it was really fun talking with you, Big Dog and Almighty, talking about Saul. Please continue. I know you guys might have some other tidbits that you might, and other people might come on and ask questions, but it's been
Well,
real.
you have fun on your date there, Jay.
All
Yeah,
right.
he's gonna go look for Mackenzie Vega right now.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
You have a good one, Jay. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Have a
Bye,
good one,
everyone.
Jay. Say hi to
Bye.
your dog for me.
Will do. Bye, Linda. Bye, Love Cat.
Or ARK54. That was a new one. I wasn't sure who that was, and then I saw the logo, and I was like, okay, I know who that is now.
Well, I didn't know who Art 54. I mean, I kind of figured it was from the art group, but I didn't know which one it was, and I forgot that she used that name when we were anyway.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
So how far have you gotten into? If you started rewatching them, where are you so far?
I'm with about maybe 10 minutes left of the end of Saw 3.
Okay.
And then I'll watch throughout the next couple of days. I'll watch 4, 5, and 6. Usually when I start, I'll just binge straight through. So sometimes I'll watch like 4 or 5 movies one after the other because I'm bored.
Yeah.
Or like I'll see a couple and be like, okay, let's watch something else for a while. Let's cleanse the palate.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta cleanse it because
Yeah.
you get so much. Especially when you're doing a lot of scary stuff. You're like, wait a minute, let's kind of back off and get a comedy or something more
Yeah.
light, and then come back to it. It depends. Depends on the kind of mood you're in. I mean, this time of year, you're most likely to binge through some horror flicks. It's Halloween, October, so you just do a lot more. So, but I had a good time watching this film for the first time probably in years, And now that you've told me they are on Prime, I might watch 2 and 3 and see how far I can get. Because, there's not too much new stuff coming out on Netflix or anything. I mean, they do have this one called Creature or something like that, but I don't know. But I know that I at least I know I would enjoy watching the Saw movies at least. So
when you do punch in Saw on Prime, scroll down a couple of them because a couple of them like at the beginning, it'll say that they're not available, but for whatever reason, when you scroll down, then
okay.
then they're available. And I think 4, 5, and 6, they have the regular version and the unrated version to choose from.
Is there much of a difference
If I
between the two?
if I remember correctly, the unrated versions are a little bit more gory. There's about
Okay.
another 5 to 7 minutes of gore.
Okay, I mean, I have no problem with it. I just
Oh,
did
me either.
sometimes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get you sometimes you watch unrated. It's like I don't tell what I don't. Or maybe that's the director's cut. Sometimes you watch the director's cut, and it's like, okay, we could have done without that to begin with. I mean, they did the right thing editing it.
Yep.
And sometimes
The only
sometimes not, but sometimes you never know. The director's cut can be a crapshoot as well.
Yeah, the only time I like the unedited version, or the unrated version was Justice League movie, the Snyder cut.
Right.
That was from what Josh Whedon did to what Snyder did was night and day. I mean, it was a completely different movie, and Snyder did it so much better.
Okay.
But at least that's my opinion.
Well, you're not alone, and you're not alone in that opinion either. I mean, everyone was clamoring for the Snyder version.
And I'll tip my hat to Warner Brothers or Max, because they gave you the entire movie, which was 4 hours, where they didn't cut anything out, and I was like, wow, okay.
Marathon, huh?
Yeah, so I took a break after about 2 hours. Like, okay, let me go get some food, go to the bathroom. I'll come back to it in a couple of hours, and then we'll sit down and finish it.
And
Yeah.
I guess that's one of the good things about streaming or getting things on DVDs,
Yes.
that you can pause it. Whereas if you're in a theater, you have to, but can I get out? Will I miss anything while I'm running off to the bathroom or whatever?
Yeah, you're trying to guess by what you're seeing. You're like, well, this looks like a slow scene, so I'll go to the bathroom really quick.
Then when you come back, there's all kinds of action going on. Like, what did I miss?
I can't remember what movie I went with my daughter to see, and I was like, man, I got to the bathroom. I thought I had it on a slow scene. I go to the bathroom. I came back as fast as possible. And she's like, oh my God, Dad, you missed so much. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, that'll teach you.
Yeah.
I guess you should have wore your Depends that day. Oh, well. And anything else about this movie, Big Dog? I mean, I about petered out on it. If you have a few more things to go over.
No, not on this one. I was going to ask, so what movies have you done so far? Because I know it's only been a couple, right? 2 or 3?
Well, we started off with the original Frankenstein.
Okay.
And then Jay did his Smile. And then last week we did Roger's Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, how did that go?
I mean, I knew Roger wasn't going to show up because he hasn't feeling well, so we just did it without him, which is no big deal. And then today was you. Then next week's the last one where I'm going to do Halloween, the original Halloween, 1978.
Jamie Lee Curtis, the original Scream Queen.
Talking about one of the first slashers to come out and stuff like that. I mean, which kind of started the genre we were talking about before. That's still lasting to this day, 40 years, 50 years later. So
didn't they just do like a Halloween last year? I think it was.
Halloween Ends, and actually that was not bad.
That's what I heard. I heard the one before that sucked.
Yeah.
But the last one,
but the one where she came back and it was pretty decent. I think it's still, I forget where it's at. I think it's still on Netflix.
Okay.
Or Prime. I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's on Peacock. I don't know. All I'm saying is that I watched it and I was like, oh, this is not bad because they start off with Jamie Lee Curtis as an old lady, and they all think she's batshit crazy because she thinks Michael Myers is still alive. And anyway, it was a good movie. And even though you thought it might have ended, it probably hasn't. But it was a good movie. I liked it. And,
I'm gonna try and make next Sunday, and I'll rewatch Halloween to refresh my memory. Because
okay, well, I appreciate. I wish you would. Because, I mean, it's always a good time having Big Dog on here and his thoughts.
I don't
But
know. I don't know if you, I don't know. Side note, I don't know if you saw my comment. Um, what else? Okay, The Return of the Living Dead. Ah,
yeah,
is that the one when they're in the mall?
no, that the last one, the one that we did was the mall.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you did the black and white one. Okay.
No, that's just called, what was that one called? Just the Night of the Living Dead, and this one was called Dawn of the Living Dead,
Ah, okay. Dawn of the
and
Living
that
Dead.
was the
Okay.
sequel. And then I think one in between Night of the Living Dead is, I can't remember what it was about. I mean, I know it was about because that's how they were all going brains. That's where the brains came in.
Oh, okay.
Brains.
Because I remember there's that one after the mall one where they get trapped like in a mausoleum, a crematorium, in a crematorium that they're
I think
partying.
that's what you're thinking of. Return of the Living Dead. It was
Ah,
definitely some
okay.
of there in the kind of in there, and that one, the one, the thing about the one with the mall, there's the one they made in 78, and then the remake they made in 04.
Okay. I'm probably thinking the one in 04.
But the remake was kind of sanitized, I believe. I watched that one, and it wasn't
Oh,
as
okay.
well. You'll like the one in 78 because there's more gore and people get eaten than there is in the 04. 04, they just hired a bunch of actors that you know, and then they just sanitized it. Really nothing going on.
Oh, okay. Maybe then the one I'm thinking about is the original in 78 then.
Yeah, because that one they were in the mall, and then you see people eating guts in the mall, and they
Yeah.
finally get through. And but then the one in 04, the remake, I watched that, and it's like, I don't know, there was nothing, no gore in it at all. I don't know what the fuck that was all about. I mean, it's like, why make it? Besides have
Yeah.
these actors that you've seen, with Victor Rames and the one guy from Modern Family, and then a few others that you'd recognize.
Mm,
But other than that, there was no gore. And I
yeah.
guess in that one, the zombies are actually can run and stuff. They were more agile. But I watched it.
Uh,
It seemed like they just sanitized it. That's all.
yeah. That's kind of why I liked The Walking Dead when it first came out, because you actually had the zombies, eating people, or they were taking chunks out, And I was
Yeah,
surprised because I'm like, this is basic cable. It's on AMC, even though it's 10 o'clock at night. You're still getting people, with their throats being torn out and their
yeah,
stomach being eaten up. And I was like, wow, okay, I like it.
yeah. Well, I think what they were saying is like, we're going to, until the censors tell us not to, we're just going to do
Exactly.
what we want to do. And you're right. And this is when AMC was, getting their sea legs, breaking things with Mad Men and Breaking Bad, and
Yeah.
just pushing the limits. And then they got The Walking Dead. And before it became over, before it became whatever it became later on. But in the beginning, plus with The Walking Dead, didn't seem like anyone was safe as
Yes.
far as cast members went.
Oh, completely. I don't know how many times, when I was watching it regularly, that I was shocked. I'm like, they killed that off. They killed him off. They killed him off. Oh crap.
Wait a minute, this is like the major, this is like
Yeah.
he's second in the credits and he's dead. It's like, okay. That's what I liked about it too. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I guess except for Rick Grimes until later, but still, you didn't you didn't know, and that was one of the things about the shows that you do that once you know him was safe, that kept you watching. Like, okay, who's next?
Yeah.
But then it became then it lasted too long, as usual.
Yeah. As usual. Exactly.
It
Yeah.
went on too long, and now we have like how many spinoffs? 10, 12? I don't know.
I think there's four. I
Well,
think there's four.
I think there's four too many. I haven't seen any of them, but they always had, like, well, I mean, but they overdo it with
Yeah.
spinoffs, and
Well,
they
with the
just keep
spin-off, it's because the like AMC just wants to continue making money. They want to cash in as much off the Living Dead as The Walking Dead as possible.
right, yeah, and it also and you're not the only one, because when they killed Jesus, a lot of Christians got gutted too. They didn't like it, so
The one that got me was, and I can't, and I had his name on the tip of my tongue. where Negan hits him with the baseball bat, the
Oh,
Asian guy.
Glenn.
Glenn, yes. Oh, that one shocked me because Glenn had survived so many times where we thought he was dead, and they even played it. They wouldn't put his name in the credits, and all of a sudden, like the fourth episode, he shows up of the new season. So when Negan hit him in the back of his head and that eyeball just pops out, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, yeah, and because it kept going, it wasn't like one bonk. It was like bam,
Yeah.
and they just and it kept going with it. And I guess the thing now that since now Negan and Glenn's wife now have a series going too, so to me it's like I don't know how you spin that, but I guess they did. To me, you think that she just I don't care. I'm going to kill you anyway. I don't give a fuck what I need you for. I'm just going to shoot you in the head and be done with it. But yeah, when they killed Glenn like that, and before they watered Negan down, because Negan was a badass. I mean, that was
big time.
the thing too. Negan was that dude. You had a lot of villains up until that time, but Negan, Negan was the man after that.
Yeah, he took the cake on that one.
Yeah, and then they kind of reformed him a little bit, and then it's like then there hasn't been anyone since Negan. I don't think I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it I haven't watched it in like a few seasons. I just got tired of it.
Yeah, same thing with me. I just got busy with other stuff. I think I watched maybe the first 4 or 5 seasons, and then I kind of trailed off on it.
Yeah, so I just after a while it's like okay, I think well I did watch the last season. I did watch the final season because I wanted to see how it all ended.
Okay.
And then, plus to find out that, Rick was still alive. So, I mean, plus we kind of knew that anyway, but and now we know that, what's her name is looking for him. So
I was just hoping that they didn't pull a Dallas on the ending with Rick, where he wakes up and the whole damn thing was a dream, that it was all in his mind. I would have been pissed on that one.
Pops out of his coma.
Yeah. Again.
Oh wait, oh fuck! I had the craziest dream while I was in my coma for 6 months.
Oh,
that would have been that they should do that anyway, just to piss people off. I was in a coma, and this is what happened. Yeah, he wakes up, and yeah.
Well,
sure,
they did do that. I don't know. Do you remember the oh god, what was the name of it? It was kind of like ER, but it was before ER, and Denzel was in it.
Was the one that was
they were in a hospital. Shit.
There's so many of them, Big Dog. But the one with Denzel was ER in Chicago, or was the one you're talking about in Chicago?
ER was in Chicago. The other one might have been in Chicago too, but let me put it from Chicago. Here we go. Oh shit. Let's see. TV. St. Elsewhere.
Oh,
remember St. Elsewhere? The very last episode. I don't know if you ever watched St. Elsewhere regularly or not, but on the very last episode, the head surgeon or the chief of surgery, he had a son that was autistic, and throughout the show, he was, in all those seasons, he would still show him here and there, but you could tell, he was autistic. The very, very last episode, the very last scene, it's winter time, and they show the hospital, and then it pulls out, and it's the autistic kid shaking a snow globe of the hospital, and then they show one of the guys like flying out as Superman, and it hints at the thing that everything that we've seen over the last 5 seasons or however long it was all in the kid's mind.
Oh, okay.
Since he was autistic.
Okay.
So I was just like, damn it.
Okay. Some of those shows I might have seen like a handful of episodes. I mean, I wasn't like a weekly, but sometimes you just sit down and just be brain dead and you'd watch it, like with ER and whatever. But
I've done that where I'm working on, something on my laptop or my iPad, and the TV's on and it's new episodes, but it's in the background. So, when I hear something like, I'll just happen to look up and I'm like, oh, okay. And I just keep on going.
Yeah. Yeah. One of those deals, like, but, well, I mean, what the popular shows are, but you just,
Yeah.
catch a handful here and there. Plus, back then, before all the streaming and stuff, there wasn't really much to choose from anyway. It's either on in the background or someone's telling you about it. So,
Yeah.
but The Good Doctor.
That actually, that would have been a great curveball, Linda, if they would have said the kid who's autistic that's a doctor was the same kid from St. Elsewhere. That would have been cool. Just to tie it together, but it's probably different companies most likely.
Yeah.
But St. Elsewhere was a launching pad for a lot of actors that are stars now, because it was Denzel, Ed Begley Jr. was a doctor on there. Howie Mandel was a doctor on there. And there was a couple others I can't off the top of my head remember, but there was like 4 or 5 people on there that became a lot more famous later.
Yeah. Well, so was ER too. So.
Oh yeah, with George Clooney.
With George Clooney. But anyway, but they have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
So, and if you're going to start somewhere, you might as well start on a hit TV series, right?
There you go. Get yourself noticed.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Kansas City won. So, if you pick Kansas City, you're in good company.
Yeah. I lost it on the. Let's see. Oh. Well, I still have a little bit of hope. The Broncos and Packers. 50 seconds left. They're only Packers are down by 2, but they don't have the ball.
Yeah.
Where was the other one I just saw? So Chiefs just won. Seahawks won. Well, the Steelers beat the Rams. I call that one wrong.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Did you pick the Rams?
Do anything right?
No shit. They were playing at home too.
Yeah.
Damn it.
For God's sakes, I tell you.
Yeah, they lost by a touchdown. That Browns game, sir, that was a very good game. That was crazy. God. They scored like 5 different times, both teams in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that lead changed the whole time. And Deshaun, after I said he started, he was gone. It was like I told everybody,
I saw that.
Watson's going to start. And then next thing you know, he lasts like a play of like a series, and he's done. I'm like, uh-oh. So then, but then the way Deshaun was playing, PJ Walker did a better job than what Watson was doing. He was throwing interceptions left and right. But that was an interesting game. It came down to last series there. Yeah. It was weird.
And that one before when they scored, when the Browns missed that tackle and he ran for like 50 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it, that's going to be the game winner. And then next changed the channel. I came back and okay, maybe not.
And on Saturday, the Browns have this number 1 defense, and the Colts are just running up and down the field on. I was like, oh, come on. This is. It was a nerve-wracking game to watch if you were a fan of either of those teams, because they just kept changing back and forth, and so. And luckily, the Browns held it out to win one, and they're 4-2, which is about where they should be, I guess. Despite Deshaun Watson not playing, I guess.
So let's see, they're what are they? They're 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2.
So 4, 8, 9, 10. So they might go like 10-7 if they stay on this track.
Yeah, if they do.
Because they're 6, 12, 18, so it's one shy of. So if we multiply it by 3, 4, 8, 12. So I put 11. Yeah, 11 and 6, 10-7. I think you guys would be happy with that. Did Green Bay just win? Holy shit! Let me see. Nope, Denver won. God damn it.
Did Denver win?
Yes, 19-17.
Yeah, whatever. Oh well, I guess there's start anew next week. start anew on Thursday and see if I can get better on that one. But you still had a pretty decent week, didn't you, big dog? Despite the afternoon afternoon games?
2, 3. Yeah, so I'm like, let's see. So there's 13, so minus 2, so it's 11 games. Looks like I'm like 8-3, I think right now.
with two to go, so you can do pretty decent. So we'll see.
I like how Roger snuck his picks in. I don't know if you saw it. He snuck his picks in like in between all of ours.
Well, he's done that a lot. He did that last year too.
And I called him out on it too. I put it out there. I was like, hey, guys, like how he snuck his picks in, like he was actually on the show.
Yeah. Instead of putting him at the very end, he would put
exactly.
Like, he did that last year too, I think, when he
the one he missed, yep.
Yeah, and it's always funny when he does that, but I don't know what his. I mean, I guess the only one I got right in the afternoon was I picked the Giants. So that big deal. Giants and the Browns, I think, really once I got right on the and I guess for you the morning games. For me, it's the afternoon games, but for you, it's the morning games. But I was
so pissed. I was so pissed off at the Bills. I'm like, how can you lose to the Patriots? God damn it!
And they jumped out that big lead too. It wasn't like there was
big time.
It's like. What team? And we just were talking about how bad the Patriots were on Saturday, and it's like, okay, what happened here?
all the power teams this year have disappointed so much. The Bills too. I mean, based on how good they were last year and this year, even though they had a good record, but I think you weren't. Were you there? Yeah, you were there. How you said, they're winning, but not convincingly.
Right. They're all struggling. I mean, there's not, no one is the only one up until last week was the 49ers that were kind of blowing people away. And then, but the Bills no one has been doing nothing. Like the Eagles, even though they were undefeated, they weren't really, they let teams back in or they just keep it close. And it's just some reason the teams that, like you said, the top teams are not really, they haven't really hit on all cylinders yet.
Yeah.
I guess the funny thing is, I guess we might have said Detroit, but then Detroit got blasted today. It's like, I thought Detroit was hitting on all cylinders and they got killed by, I was like, oh my God, I don't know who showed up in Baltimore, but it sure wasn't the Lions. I don't know who was there, but anyway, yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what's so hard about this year is that you don't know week to week because there's no top team is playing up to par.
Yeah, and every time we say it's a sure thing, they get beat.
Yeah, and I guess the thing is, well, like you said, or you and Roger would always say, if no one picks a team to win like the Patriots, that's the team that wins.
Oh God, yeah. Boy, did that bite us on that one. Yep. And I even mentioned that yesterday too when we were doing the picks. I'm like, we all picked the, the Patriots are going to win now.
Yeah, because lo and behold, they do. So that's but at least you were still doing. But at least you're doing decent though, big dog, despite the Patriots loss.
I need to dig out. I can't get out of sixth place. I'm stuck at 6. No matter what happens, I just keep getting stuck at 6. I'm like, God damn it! I gotta start pulling some better numbers.
Yeah. But maybe you'll pull up this week. I don't know how the other teams are doing, but at least you've only lost 3 games.
I think, if I remember correctly, because I did it real quick for the morning games, I think almost everybody was under 500 except for me. So, except for me and Tony. Excuse me, Tony did well too.
So
Tony's on the streak.
You may gain some ground.
I don't know what Tony. I don't know. I think Tony did go back to the future and get that damn almanac because he seems to be calling him right down perfectly.
Yeah, he must have. Lucky bastard. Going back in time and doing that. Well, I'm going to get out of here, big dog. It's been nice chatting with you. And I guess I'll talk to you next Saturday when we get together for another show.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I had a fun time. It was good going over the movie. This was a fun thing. I will be back.
Okay. You have a good afternoon there, big dog.
You too, man. Thanks a lot.
Goodbye, everybody. Next